Great to be back here in Sharjah once again, and it's fairly humid, but the weather conditions are wonderful for cricket, and it is a historic occasion between these two teams, Nepal and the West Indies, and the aptly named Unity Cup. Rohit Podel is the Nepalese captain, Akil Hussain the West Indies captain, Mr. Narayan Kuti is the match referee. Rohit's got the coin.
Heads.
Heads is the call. Come up, heads.
Akil, just let me position you here. What are you going to do and why?
Are we going to bowl first? Cricket has played on the 7th of September, a few days back, so we want to see what the pitch has to offer first.
Teams for this encounter: Akil Hussain, captain, first time for the West Indies, the 17th man to captain West Indies in T20 cricket. And there's some elder statesmen, Jason Holder, Kyle Mears, but there's also a sprinkle of youth and exuberance. Amir Jangu making his debut, Navin Badesi and Ramon Simmons.
Good evening, everyone. Nepal talking about Kushal Bhurtel and Asif Sheikh, the two openers for Nepal, and Rohit Podel, the captain, very highlighted batters, the top three. Kushal Malla, dynamic player. Sundeep Zorag gets a place in the side. Dipender Sangairi, he holds the fastest T20 50 record to his name in 9 balls. Gulsanja, another youngster, Sompal Kami, experience, Nandan Yadav, Karan Casey and Lalit Raj Bangshi, the bowlers.
Excitement has continued to build here in Sharjah. This is the trophy that is being played for, the Unity Cup. We'll throw to a short break and we will give you a challenge. And I foresee this series being a competitive one. It's not necessarily 18 versus 6 as the rankings would say. It's a very competent Nepalese team and a West Indies team still with the players on the field with a lot to prove.
Asif Sheikh. Strike. Nice use of the feet. First boundary of the contest for Bhurtel. Brave shot. Maybe squeezed off the outer half of the bat.
Use of the feet. He wants to get the game going. And he's found a way to beat the man at short third. And he's had enough on it.
Gone. First one. Gone. Captain strikes. He does it so often in this phase of the game in T20 internationals.
One of the best new ball bowlers in the world, like you were saying. He builds pressure, keeps the ball in and around that area, subtle changes of pace. Sometimes turn, sometimes swing, but he always asks questions. And to make a decision, the wrong decision on this occasion by Kushal Bhurtel, he goes for 6, Nepal, 8 for 1.
It's high, it's a chance. And Casey Carty takes it, and another opportunity or effort to use the feet by the batter following Bhurtel's dismissal. And Carty made it look maybe a little more sharp.
The Nepalese batters to go downtown. The very good square of the wicket. How's your straight game? Another challenge laid down and another challenge lost. Casey Carty with should have been a relatively easy catch, and first wicket in the series for Jason Holder, big one for him. Asif Sheikh gone for 3, 12 for 2 Nepal.
Against Zimbabwe. Nice shot. Bigger boundary over there, but can't be hauled in. Lovely shot for Malla to get on his way. 4 overs gone, 18 for 2.
Off the pad.
Again, the iron ball. Powell wants the single, but rightly sent back. And a swift piece of work in the covers will probably send us upstairs and have a look at the third umpire's decision. It's known as a real strength for Nepal, the speed between the wickets. But just as well, the Kushal Malla sent his skipper back. Did he get home, Barish?
Looking at his body language, he looks okay, but it's all going to be in the replay. I think he's made it. Yes, he has. That was a very good call by Kushal Malla, sending his captain back.
Just as well, Malla had the presence of mind to say to his skipper, no, So real growth, didn't we, for Kushal Malla through the inaugural Nepal Premier League last year, given one of the 8 captaincy roles. Confirmation on the big screen there. It's a shot, it's a trademark shot that Rohit Powdell loves. Those that were part of the West Indies A tour of Kathmandu last year, they'll have been having nightmares.
The key to the shot was the head was very still. Watched the ball hit the bat, played it very fine towards fine leg for a boundary.
And Cricket West Indies. Whipped away, and whipped away with real quality. Not quite the first maximum, just 1 bounce and 4 makes it back-to-back boundaries. And the noise starts to reach fever pitch levels here in Sharjah.
That was picked up very nicely on the legs by Rohit Powdell, the captain of Nepal. Pick-up shot towards square leg. There's no fielder in the boundary line. Much needed back-to-back boundaries for Powdell. It's very important for Rohit to stay there till the end.
Arm spin, the ball turning into him. And he loves sitting down the ground. Just 1 bounce and it flies for 4. It's the return, the rebirth here of Kushal Malla. He's into double figures.
That was hit very hard by Kushal Malla, straight down the ground. A bit in the air. Hit it straight. Didn't go to the mid-wicket region. That is why he connected it so well.
Things. He loves taking on this left arm spin, Kushal Malla. That is a 6 of some proportions.
If you've known Kushal Malla and his batting, his intent, this is not something that you don't see often. He loves hitting this shot on 1 knee, swings his bat real hard, and the ball gets deposited out of the ground.
Beautiful country. I must visit one day. Mishit it. There's a young man called Navin Bidesi who at some point will come into the attack, the wrist spinner. For now though, 9 overs are completed, 55 for 2.
On the onside, they're looking for the second run. They'll come back for the second run. They have in fact taken the third run. Great awareness. The fielder didn't give his 100% though, but that has been the attitude, as Ian mentioned. They're always looking to convert singles into doubles, and this time they've stolen the third run.
Lapse in concentration, and that's being kind to Casey Carty. He overran the ball, and you can see Obed McCoy's reaction. He made no effort, Casey Carty, after missing it here, to go back and retrieve it. As he hit it well enough, Holder just a spectator. Another strike from Kushal Malla over the ropes.
Kushal Malla absolutely living up to his expectation. Was out of the team for a while. His confidence was down, but has come back really well, and 30 of 18, he still has a long way to go. But shots like these will give you so much of confidence.
It's a lovely way to throw to a pause in the action for Nepal.
Monty. Congo 1, has he connected it well enough? No, a very good catch. Come on! And the bowling change actually works. Wicket in the very first over for Naveen. And Kushal Malla's good start has not been converted.
It's a good catch from Jason Holder. Big man, a tall man, he got down very well. And the first international wicket for Navin Bidesi. His year just continues to get better and better. One of the breakout players of the CPL tournament as well as the breakout league. And Northeast Trinidad, his parents will be celebrating with him. A much needed breakthrough. A good example of taking the single and putting the pressure on the field and getting 2 in the end. That's exemplary running. So
Fielding pieces you'll see. But the alertness was there, and they stole the second run.
struck it well enough. It's the shorter of the 2 square boundaries. Just 61 meters, but a good strike from Powdell.
This was on the card. And 65 meters 6. Very well struck by Nepal captain.
I love his composure, Rohit Powdell. Always have.
Rohit Powdell. And that's why he manipulates the ball into vacant areas so well. That'll be 4.
Got there behind square by Rohit. Yeah, was drifted down the leg and helped it on its way. Using the pace and over the short fine.
Now looks to go the other way. Really high quality batting, and what's even better is the running between the wickets. It's a real trade what my
Absolutely. Nice reverse paddle. Good running between the wicket. Already ready for the third.
Manipulate the ball into the gaps. And look for the occasional big one, but this time he's holed out. And it's 2 for the debutant. We saw Holder roar when he took the first catch, but that's a big, big moment as the captain falls.
Yeah, went for the big heave. Went for the longer side, Rohit. Could time it well enough. Was building on well. See there, a length ball tried to go over mid-wicket.
I think it's Hakeem August who's taking the catch, so the debutants are combining. And the future looking bright for the West Indies. Powell's gone for 38, 89 for 4. It's Dipender Singh. He's played more T20 internationals than any other Nepal player. And he's very nearly been cleaned up first ball. And the keeper, Jangu, feels as though he might still be dismissed. Swift piece of glove work. As I read.
It's the first ball Dipender faced.
I think it might have been the googly. We heard Ian Bishop talk about. He's not necessarily a huge turner of the ball, but he does have that variety. It's a modern way, isn't it, for a wrist spinner? They grow up in this diet of T20 cricket, probably not trying to turn too many. Big aggressive stroke, wasn't it, from Irie from his very first delivery? Has he been able to get that foot back? Yeah, it looks like he's comfortably back. Might just check the front foot as well, of course.
Seems to be safe.
My big question to you, Sharad, is there a single West Indian fan in this ground outside of maybe our 2 co-commentators? It's a sea of blue and red.
Absolutely, haven't seen one yet.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. We always just check the front foot and indeed the method of appeal for the dismissal as well. I think safely home, and I suspect that's what our third umpire, Vinay Kumar Jha, will say in a moment's time. Sharad, this is a huge series, isn't it? Can you get across the anticipation back home in Nepal?
Absolutely, no doubt. I mean, like, everyone would be watching this game. It's a weekend, Saturday, a holiday, so everyone would be glued in their TV screens, their mobiles and their laptops. You see there, Dipendra getting the foot back, right back behind that line, and not out is given. It's the main day, Dussehra time.
Now Jha tries to go downtown. He's got a good piece of this. It just keeps going and going and gone. I think long on thought for all money it was coming straight to him, Obed McCoy, but the power, the strength of Gulshan Jha muscles it for 6.
The long levers coming in handy again. Gulshan Jha just swings it hard. Those long levers went really high. Just over the ropes.
Just wonder if he might have hit his pad. Cut away, well in front to square. Should be plenty of time for 2. In fact, Dipender Singh Irie, well, it's almost a walk or a canter or a trot for him, but they're going to need plenty more than they have. And Irie has those fast hands, and they're fast enough to get 6. Didn't clear deep backward square by much, but it cleared him by enough. A first maximum for the vice-captain.
How did he connect that? It was just a merry flick behind square. Timed it well enough. Just evading that.
Might be big enough from Gulshan Jha. He strikes a long ball.
This is quality. He rocked back. So many players would try to hit that through the leg side, but he slapped it straight. Always aim for that side screen, and that he did. Has to go a little bit further out the arc, but too far on that occasion.
Not hit that one well enough. Just Casey Carty, just he makes simple things look difficult. And this is some debut.
He's stuck to his guns, Badesi. He's kept it wide. Slammed for 6 couple balls ago, but stuck to it and now rewarded. It was a very exciting reward on the end from Casey Carty. Should have been a regulation. But raise your hand in applause, young man. You've been excellent today on debut. Gulshan Jha was exciting while he lasted. 22 he got, 119 for 5.
Not hit well enough. Oh yes, it's parried over. Think it might be Jewel Andrew. The young Antiguan will be very disappointed not to hold on to that, but Nepal supporters are jumping.
Obed McCoy thought he had a wicket. I think slightly misjudged. Ended up being full stretch above his head. Should be taken at this level. And yet that confirms it. Falling over for 6. So joy for the Nepalese fans. And it'll be disappointment for Obed McCoy. Yet to pick up a wicket in this game.
Jason Holder. He was good in his previous over. Can he finish it? Again, the running is excellent.
2s and 3s even, at least on one occasion. But you asked the question last over Bishop, but what is the main focus? I think when you find a culture where you have to win, then players start to realize I need to be selfless because it's all about winning. As soon as we start to prioritize player performance, it can be to the detriment of the team. Development is very important, and that's why these guys have the opportunity to talk about breakout leagues, to talk about CPL experience. Now you're here in Maroon, it's about winning games. You find a chance and a way to win games from any position.
If he goes wide above stump, because he set that man out there and taken, he just shifted Bidesi into that just before that ball was served up, and the plan has worked for the excellent Jason Holder. And that's how to catch Jewel Andrew and Casey Carty.
The planning has been good from West Indies. Good field setting, as you mentioned. Last ball, Bidesi was sent back, and he still stayed 5 steps off, wary of the 2, and turned it into a catching opportunity. Jason Holder rewarded again for Simmons. Stupendous! Kareem Agor that is a tremendous catch. Firstly, to make the ground, and to dive low and laterally, and scoop it up. And a smile to boot, not from the Nepal fans.
Well, he's taken a catch now for 2 international nations. He's played for the USA, and I'm sure he's taken a catch there. It was outstanding. Outstanding. Fabian Allen would be proud of that. Perhaps West Indies' best fielder, Fabian Allen. He leaves the ground here, and he's almost parallel and in the air when the ball hits his hand. That is a standard Jason Holder is saying. Holder. Another one. Another one for Jason Holder. He's having a wonderful evening and setting the standard for the rest of the...
This is why Jason Holder is here, folks. Personal performance, he's been exceptional in the Caribbean Premier League for a while now. And he's leading, albeit not as captain, but he's showing and setting the standard. 4 for 20 off his quota, and he's brought West Indies a little bit closer to where they...
There's a good call on the wicket actually by Alice. Said might be tight. No, he gets home again. Good running. The previous wicket, though, was a much calmer affair. But deep backward point, deep extra cover. That is a top shot. It truly is good ball striking to use the feet and take that wide side of the field out of play.
This, cut the angle, advance down the track, give himself a slight bit of room on the advance, and able to pongo it straight down the field for maximum.
There's more room wide for Obed McCoy to go if he chooses. Should be a wicket. I say should. Jewel Andrew. Oh, goodness me. No, Jewel. That's field should have been routine. 20 overs now completed. And Nepal end at 148 for 8.
You call it a dolly in the Caribbean. Some would say a mannequin. Should be as straightforward as they come and grasped. And folks, we've seen this. You drop the very last.
Will feel they've got something to bowl at against a team that has some inexperience. Jason Holder's name stands out with 4 for 20. Bowled well across the phases. So many in the United Arab Emirates, and by spending the Isle Mayors and for the West Indies. 2 southpaws, 2 left-handed batters. Mayors much more experienced, has a favour Saints and Amir Jangle from Trinidad and Tobago, familiar in their role. So for Carl Mayers, with all his experience,
For Nepal, off spinner, a very accurate off spinner. We all know how destructive he can be.
hits the gap immediately, and that could be four. It is four. First ball of
For West Indies, short and wide, the ball into the gap. Placement was excellent. For Nepal, good running between the direct hit. There's the fielder in that case.
running after. It was a very sharp angle from Bertel. He only had, as we say, one stump.
That was incredible. Slower through the air, a good hit.
Did well in recent weeks, playing aggressively.
The ground down to long on.
And Django did that well. Look at how far down the pitch he is. So tactical. That is top notch from Akeem Ogis following.
A bit fuller, picked it in. Went through the shot. Easy pickings for him.
And he may well have created a chance from his first ball. He has!
First ball cross seam. Got stuck in the wicket. Rohit getting some hand to it. Just
Premier voices of all time. As this is driven. Now, Dipendra Singh Airi is quick. Is he quick enough? Well, of course he is. He does it easily. But they will get back for a third. How much does having Bish and Carlos Brathwaite here, two West Indian legends, kind of add to this first ever Unity Cup?
I mean, we have been grown up watching them. Firstly, watching them play on TV, and now commentating worldwide, being alongside them, representing the West Indies, and it's amazing.
A few goosebumps getting into the commentator's van today for you, Sharon?
To be honest, not really, because I've been used to
sport. This one goes straight up. Dipendra Singh Airi nestles underneath it. He's never dropping that. The Nandan Yadav roars to the stay in the blue and red of Nepal. You've got higher duties ahead of you, and he gets the second wicket to fall.
A good slower one there, and comfortably taken by Dipendra. Trying to get under the ball. Yeah, you could see the roll of the fingers. Mistimed it straight up in the air, and it was an easy take by Dipendra. And he gets the breakthrough, and what celebrations, both hands in the air. Akeem goes for a well-made 15. More opportunity in this game.
Not the right line, and just helped around the corner. Good shots. Very well placed by Amir Jangu. Camby has not adjusted well there to the left-hander, and that's really a free hit down the leg side.
He was bowling well for this ball that was drifted down the leg. Easy pickings there. Just picked up off his legs. Seemed like a slower leg cutter as well.
This goes a long way up. Now long on is going to be in play and takes the catch just inside the rope. Jora does enough. Andrew never looks settled out there. It's a good change of bowling. The captain probably wanted the left-hander. Nepal at 3.
And the captain gets the breakthrough. Andrew going for that big shot down the ground. Didn't connect well enough. And the crowd jumping in the stands. You could see he balled it slow. Went straight after pitching. Couldn't time it well. And a very neat catch there by Jora. Just ahead, a few yards ahead of the rope.
I think it's an outstanding catch. He's made it look easy. It's the end of Joel Andrew.
Chance again, could be number 4. Here's number 4. In alliance with the experience of Mayers, being overrun by Nepal.
It is an electric atmosphere in Sharjah. And I would no doubt feel as though the walls are closing in upon a youthful batting lineup. Strangled by spin again. I've seen the one-finger arm ball from Akil Hossain, and Lalit Rajbanshi shown he has one in his locker as well. Django gone for 19. West Indies in a precarious position.
At first and now with ball. And as we discussed just now, I identified one fielder. And
miracles. Downtown. Step hit for Casey Carty. The shackles have been broken somewhat.
Rayon Griffith, the head coach of this team, knows they need more. Close enough in length. Might have been an arm ball that he tried to slide across him. As he pulled his length back at all now.
They're death bowling. Joined by Sachin Timilsena. As another chance created. And Tiger says yes. Dipendra Singh Airi at it again. I'm not sure West Indies are learning their lessons. You do not run one to him.
Can this be the second run out? They got one earlier. And Dipender Singh Ari believes that it is the 5th wicket for Nepal. Decision pending. But the Nepalese believe that they have this. Do they have this? Indeed they have this. 5th wicket down. You run against Dipender Singh Ari on the field. And this is what you're offered with.
Well, extraordinary, remarkable work. We think that the West Indies have just lost their 5th. He wants another look, understandably, Vinay Kumar Jha. We don't have the Zing bails here. Are those bails dislodged enough for him to say, yes, this one's gone? Every single member of this crowd is standing. Listen to the roar. 3 dimensions. The Tiger himself does it once more. Dipender Singh Ari. You cannot run one anywhere in his vicinity. And it's the big one too, Casey Carty. He's gone for 16. Pressure. Jason Holder might just have given it away. He's hit it straight to Rohit Kumar Paudel. Standing tall on the biggest of stages for them. And it's Bertel with his first that might just have swung this game heavily back towards the Himalayas.
The Nepalese believe Jason Holder, the important man. They've got this wicket. They needed it. 76 for 6. Nepal certainly on top. The fans already celebrating. He could not get this to the middle of his bat, Jason. And an easy catch eventually for the skipper.
Isn't he pumped up? And oh, some trademark copycat celebrations come out. Nepal in dreamland. Holder's the latest to go for 5. Seven's right left hand combination, not Akil Hussain. Fabian Allen it is. He'll have to use all of his experience to try and get West Indies back into this contest. The ones who've packed out Sharjah here. South Africa learned all about Kushal Bertel's spin bowling as Irie just does the incredible again. The spell might be even more effective. Again, a mix-up run-out chance. Misses. Would have been out by a country mile. Half he had here.
The script so far is Nepal is completely dominating the proceedings here. Mix-up. Dreadful mix-up. Kushal Burtel had all the time in the world to shy at the stumps. He misses. The West Indies will require something special here now.
Picked up a long way. They will hit all the way down throughout their 11. And again, it's the pace on the ball they'll prefer. Don't rule out a twist in the game, swinging back towards the men from the Caribbean. Good strike, the first maximum, first boundary in international cricket for Budasi.
He read the length really early. Swung the bat well enough for the ball to travel all the way for a 6. Much needed, much needed this for West 3 of 27. Bat delivery. Very, very Paudel, almost spoiled by choices. There's so many options. With the number of bowlers he has, still was overs are left, and this was very bad delivery under the circumstances, you'll have to say.
Much more like it from the West Indies. Back-to-back boundaries, 6 followed by 4. Kami screams in frustration.
He might be gone, you know. I think he stepped on his stumps. I think Badesi has stepped on his stumps. He is gone. As he took off for the run, I think his foot pressed against the stumps, bails fell off, and West Indies are now in further trouble.
You don't see it often. Getting deep in the crease. Executing the stroke, but not able to get out of the stroke to get a single without disturbing the stumps. And that's confirmation. Hit wicket. Another wicket for Birdo, gone for 22, but they see.
He's hit that for 6. Akil Hussain strikes it well. Bring 100 for 7.
Akil Hussain stepping outside the line. Getting under, up and away. Knew from the time he struck it. It's a massive 6 and a few more of those needed.
High, it hasn't gone very far. It could be another one down, and it is another one down. They're safe. In fact, no, it's a no ball. It's a no ball called on field. Oh, goodness, he's saying I didn't hear that either.
A lifeline. We think it is overstepping the line, maybe cutting the back crease. Overstepping, nothing behind the line. And it was called on field, so it can't be overturned as no ball. So it's 2 runs ran and the single for the ball and the free hit.
Salt into the wound. Fabian Allen.
Free hit dispatched from Fabian Allen. Has this game turned yet again? First bit of ill discipline from the Nepal team, overstepping.
Difficult, difficult, difficult. Very rare.
Another blemish. Sompalkam is keeping it wide. He's taking it out of the arc. He created the chance off the chest.
Across the stumps again. And smacks it high and hard. And another blooper. Bertel this time pushes it over the bar, as Joel Andrew did earlier.
This game, the flick of the switch from brilliant to brutal in a fielding capacity from the Nepalese shows you how much is riding on this game. First sign of pressure.
Not hit it, not hit it. Well enough. Should be another one. Is safely held. Crossing that line.
And it's a good change up. Good change in length. Line has been the topic, but he's changed in length, Karan Casey, and maybe even rolled his fingers down the side of the ball to take some pace off. Pace that Akil Hossain would have needed to get an extra 5 to 10 yards, and it wasn't there. I can tell you what's there, I can tell you what's close. The Nepalese victory is just around the corner. Skipper, gone for 18, West Indies 121 4 deliveries.
So for all intents and purposes, barring extras, it is over.
Keep your foot behind the line.
And a historic moment for Nepal and their team and their country is completed with some excellence on the boundary. Their first victory over a full member nation in this format of the game ever. And the balm in Gilead for many back in their nation and those around the world. We will just check the completion and the legitimacy of the catch.
Purely academic, this decision, but it's monumental a performance as you can get against the 2-time champions with all that's happening at home. They have come out to the UAE, they've seen the history of Sharjah and they've etched the names firmly in it. This has been a sensational victory. Nothing, absolutely nothing to be taken away from them. We know the pride that Nepal has in the way they play the game. And they executed the game plan to perfection, and West Indies had no answer to it.
And ironic that that piece of feeling and athleticism there should be the final.
A chase of 149. You think at halfway stage it was below par. But one person made it to 20. Navin Badesi, who's had a very good day, all things considered. But flitters and starts and no one going on, no one taking the bull by the horns and winning the game for the team at the back. And an all too familiar story, 129 for 9, the West Indies.
Yeah, the halfway mark, I felt, and I said it on air, that I think it's competitive, given the inexperience of much of the West Indies batting. And Dipindra, with 1 for 20, was good. Karan Casey at the back end got some success. 2 wickets for Bertel, he was brilliant. Pordell himself had a good game with bat and with ball, 1 for 20. Rajbanshi with 1 for 6 from 2.
So Rohit will firstly receive his trophy for the player of the match from the Honourable Mr.